Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some quick and dirty parenting tips with you that will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. Those sharpened number 2 pencils, along with colored binders, graphing calculators, 3-subject notebooks, and other must-haves are going to cost families a bit more this year. According to Huntington Bank's 8th Annual Backpack Index, school supplies will grow an average of 7.3% for kindergarten through grade 12 students as compared to last year. With 8 kids, Mighty Mommy knows how expensive and time-consuming back-to-school shopping can be. That's why today, I'm going to share 5 ways you can save a few bucks along with your sanity as you send your kids back to school. Here are Mighty Mommy's 5 strategies for saving money on your back-to-school shopping this year. Savings tip number 1. Create a spending strategy and include your kids. Many of us cringe when we hear the word budget. I mean, it just sounds so restricting and signifies that we will probably have to do without things that we really want or need. But thanks to my colleague, Laura Adams, Money Girl, I use the term spending strategy instead. When it comes to shopping for our kids, of course we want to be able to provide them with the best of everything. But let's be realistic. Everything kid-related is expensive, and that definitely includes back-to-school stuff. By creating a spending strategy and including your kids in the process, you not only set spending expectations ahead of time, you also teach your children a great life skill as well. Savings tip number 2. Categorize your shopping list. Start by making a list for each child which categorizes the following: school supplies, such as pencils, binders, notebooks, folders; school gear, such as lunch boxes, backpacks, sports and musical equipment; and the biggie, school clothing, shoes, underwear, socks, pants, shirts, dresses. Keep in mind that the younger grades, kindergarten through 4th, don't need a lot of supplies. Usually their teacher will send a list home of necessary supplies after the first few days of school. So don't go hog wild buying mechanical pencils and Sharpies until you see what they really want your child to have. Middle school and high school students can usually find a list of recommended supplies on their school's website. You don't have to purchase everything at once either. Teachers are reasonable, and they understand that students and families need several weeks to transition back into the new school routine, and that includes buying supplies. If you have a young musician who is just certain he wants to play the trombone this year, ask around amongst family and friends if anyone has one your child can borrow until he sees if he likes it. This also is a great way to borrow sports equipment, such as hockey gear or lacrosse sticks, before you invest a small fortune, only to find that your child loses interest after the first practice. Once I have an organized list for each child, I then proceed with how much we can reasonably allocate for these items. I sit down individually with each of my kids, even the youngest ones, and explain that I've set aside X amount for their shopping. Because we do have a large family, my kids understand that it may take up to a month or more for everything to be purchased. The older kids who have part-time jobs are usually willing to pitch in, though, towards big-ticket items like brand-name sneakers. Savings tip number 3. Take an inventory before going shopping. Inevitably, you will see some savings after Labor Day that you won't normally see the weeks before school starts. Before you head to the store, take some time to do an inventory of school supplies left over from last year so you don't duplicate what items you already own. Each June, I create a school bin where I collect the decent items from all my kids' backpacks and desks. This includes pencils, erasers, markers, unused notebooks, binders, and even lunch boxes and backpacks. If they're in good shape, I store them to be used in the new school year. I always start here before I spend a dime on new items. Savings tip number 4. Shop late. Don't panic if you haven't been hitting the school sales advertised since Independence Day. Unless you want a particular item that might be hard to come by, like a certain brand of backpack or a trendy style of shoes that you know will sell out in your child's size right away, relax and plan on stocking up on the basics like composition notebooks, glue sticks, crayons, and even clothing items a week or so after school is underway. Stores are going to have sales right after Labor Day, and they're not nearly going to be as crowded and crazy. And late into the fall season, you'll really notice school items marked at a great discount price. I like to pick these odds and ends up and stash them away as stocking stuffers too. Don't forget, the holidays aren't far away. Savings tip number 5, apparel and shoe shopping. Clothing, sneakers, and shoes are definitely the biggest cost factor when going back to school shopping. Unless your student is in the market for a new laptop or iPad, in which case you might want to visit my colleague Tech Talker and learn how to buy a new laptop, as well as check out our joint episode on kids and technology. But start by taking a wardrobe inventory, including undergarments, socks, gym clothes, fall jackets, raincoats, hoodies, and accessories. Then check out what basics your child has left over from last year that can still be worn, such as jeans, t-shirts, and tops. This may sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people skip this important step because their closets are disorganized or they simply don't feel like doing it. By investing an hour to do this, you'll save time and money by not duplicating things you already have. It's also a great opportunity to purge and clean out your kids' drawers and closets for the new school year, ultimately allowing younger siblings to benefit from an older one's outgrown clothes, or helping out a neighbor by passing along items your kids aren't wearing any longer. Most students in the United States return to school while the weather is still relatively mild, so many will be able to wear shorts and shirts from their summer wardrobe. For my fashion-savvy kids who want to buy whatever's trendy, I let them start with a few key pieces and build their wardrobes around these items, paired with neutral t-shirts, dark pants, and jeans. Each of my kids gets 3 to 4 new outfits to start back with. And then, as fall goes on, we start adding things like sweaters, a new blouse, a pair of boots, etc. This way, we keep our spending in check so we don't end up going into debt for the sheer sake of having everything all at once. If you know your child's true shoe size, you can benefit greatly by shopping for brand name footwear online. And coupons are also widely available at this time of year for athletic shoes, saving you sometimes up to 40% or more off popular brands. And one more thing, don't be afraid to give consignment shops a try. You'd be amazed at how many top-of-the-line items you can find for your family that are in excellent condition at less than half, and sometimes even 75% off the cost of clothing at your favorite stores. How do you save money on back-to-school shopping? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, or post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Mighty Mommy, or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. And don't forget, visit my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/mightymommyqdt. Back to school time is full of mixed emotions, but shopping for school items doesn't have to be stressful or break the bank. Best wishes for a healthy and enriching new school year. And until next time, happy parenting.